So patterns and life hacks, and yeah, how we can, when we start understanding ourselves, how we can massively improve life really quickly. Okay, so I'll just explain. So we have been born with, so of course you all know that. So we've been born with traits from our ancestors. So your hair color, your eye color, your skin color, your height, your bones, and all of that sort of thing. And that's something we can't change. That's in the physical. We also carry all their emotional stuff. Now, we've enough going on ourselves, and sometimes we don't realize that we're actually carrying that as well on top of. So, this is like the baseline of what we have come in with. But our role is to try and clear it. And if we don't clear it, it repeats. It repeats and it stays in the energy field, and we pass it down the line. So you could have the simplest little thing like say for example in your day-to-day life that you're constantly coming up with blocks, you're constantly coming up with people who are aggravating you with difficult situations. It's always been a struggle to provide for yourself. You feel you can't ever afford anything. You feel you never feel loved, or relationships are always end up being threatening and all of that. There's actually a reason for that, and it's actually in our coding. But once we get it, we can clear it. Okay. Now you might think back, gosh, my all my family, they had a fabulous life altogether. We only know what we know. Like, we don't know people's internal trauma, and that's a great thing, that we all have a great thing to do, and just stick a smile on your face, and just, it's okay, just get up and get on with it. And 100% I'd be the first person to do that. But I think we're empowering ourselves much more if we actually understand that we can actually clear it, and once we clear it, that's it, gone. So we don't have to keep dealing with it or passing it down the line. So we are all energy. So emotions will, so what happens is your energy field will go up, but it flaps back and it pulls it back again, and it flaps back. That is the way that your actual energy works. So we can go back to try and heal something. It's very, very interesting. But I'm just going to give you a very simple hack if you are dealing with something at the minute and you just want it out of your energy field. If you're dealing with something and it's, literally keeps coming into your mind, and every time you start going back and thinking about all that stuff, it pulls you down, and it pulls you down, and it pulls you down, and as it's pulling you down, your shoulders are down and you're feeling down, and it's like, why is this happening to me? Why is it happening again and again and again and again? Well, I'll explain it in the red car theory first, and I'll explain to you then how you can really easily clear it. So I'm sure you've already heard of the red car theory. So it's somebody saying to somebody, you know what, why don't you, for the next, we'll just give an example for the day. For today, I just want you to focus on every red car that you see, and log the red cars, and red cars, red cars, red cars. Okay. So the red cars in this situation are actually the pattern that's running. Okay. So you spend the whole day and you're focused on the red cars, and this car that kind of might be red, or and I wonder, is this red? And oh, there's a red car coming. I'll focus in on that, and I'll tune in on that, and I'll tune in on that. So the whole day it's the red cars, right? What if the end of that evening, if somebody came up to you and they said, "Oh my God, did you see this incredible silver car earlier on? It was mind blowing. Like, you were literally standing beside it. What did you think of it?" And you're going, "Oh, it was a silver car. I didn't see it. I can't believe you didn't. Like, it was literally right there." And I was so busy focused on the red cars that I didn't notice this wonderful silver car. So the silver car can represent like opportunities that are literally right in your face, because you're so focused on the red cars, or your energy field is so focused on trying to keep you safe, trying to keep yourself protected, trying to, this is where you're at. The opportunities are being missed. So once you understand that, we can actually clear it. So there's quite a few different ways of clearing it. So the easiest way I find is if you're waking up during the day and you have that, this feeling of, it could be anything. It could be, just feeling down, just feeling never been good enough, never been accepted. And literally all of this are these are all in your pattern. They're all what we've come in with. Okay, so for example, people have dealt with some horrific things. So, take for example, if somebody has been, and it all goes back to our sense of safety and security. So, if you've had to be put into the situation, say you had to deal with, conditional love. They talk about unconditional love, but conditional love. So, okay, you can be in my life if you dumb down, you do not shine, you do not take that good job, you do not this, you do not that, and then you're accepted into this group, into the tribe, into the family. You're going to do that because at the end of the day, you need safety. Like, your safety is number one. You could even be in a very threatening situation. You will adapt to that very quickly. You will be very quick to adapt to that because this is in your energy field. You just stay dumbed down and you're safe. You stay dumbed down and you'll have a roof over your head. You stay dumbed down. So we don't realize, and this could have happened anywhere down the line, but it literally, the whole thing goes back to our sense of worth, our sense of safety. And if you if you wake up in the morning and you start to feel really, really down in yourself, and this thing that happened 5, 10 years ago, and it feels like it literally happened yesterday, and it's repeating and it's repeating and it's in your mind, and it's your shoulders are down and you're feeling down and you're just feeling a little bit kind of hopeless, or just even like, why the heck does this keep happening to me, right? This is in your energy field. You need to clear it. So what you do is you take full advantage of you feeling that in that moment, and you go, okay, stop, I'm coming in and I am changing this out. This is the end of that. I'm not doing this anymore. Okay. So what you're going to do is, so there's a few ways of doing it. You can tune in and you can visualize, just an energy just coming down to your body and clearing it out. But a great one to do, right, is the Hoover technique. Now, this is my own technique, but I just think it's so quick and so handy, right? So you're there and you're feeling, I just can't get this blooming thing out of my mind, and it's happening again and again and again. Stop yourself, because in that moment you're not there with that person. They could be off on the beach having an ice cream and having the best time of their lives. They're not affected about you feeling this right in this moment. Freeze frame it, okay? And what I want you to do is, you can envisage that you're bringing in this huge industrial Hoover, or it could be right beside you, and you have this big button on it, and it says you can turbo boost, suction, you can do whatever. So you think of that energy that you can't shift, and you visualize you pressing the Hoover button, and it is literally sucking out of your field. So straight away, instead of feeling down and helpless and whatever, all of a sudden your shoulders are back, you're standing tall, you're feeling empowered, you're actually seeing the funny side of it, that you've literally been able to shift this, and that's you changing the pattern. So you keep doing this and keep repeating it, your body will start to think, oh, she or he loves when, if something comes up, that they get out this huge Hoover, and they love when it clears out of their energy field. So this is now what we focus on. Okay, so it's just about understanding how we are created at the end of the day, and the tools and the skills that we have. Now, if you wanted to do a deep dive, I do personal sessions in Alchemy, which is a whole nother level again. On it, it's tapping in and tuning into your memory body if you can't remember anything, if you don't know really much about what has happened in the past. And again, we can just literally filter that out of the body really, really fast. So anyway, go have a fab day, and I hope that this helped. But forget about the red cars, just look around for the opportunities. Or if you feel that you're in a situation that's never ending and it keeps repeating, stop, Hoover it off, and stand back into your power again. Okay, have a fab day.